Hello, everybody. I'm Chuck Wiger, State Senator, and today I have PangJua Xiong, the principal of Weaver Elementary. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. It's my honor to be here.
Well, students are our future. Weaver Elementary School has done a great job, a new school year, and you're the leader of the school. And I want to congratulate you on another year here. And tell us about Weaver School.
Well, thank you. I mean, this is a great opportunity. We love our school. We are a neighborhood school in Maplewood, Minnesota. Population right now is about 565 kids. We are kindergarten.
Big school.
Yes, it's a big,
like
big
a
school.
small community.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a really nice community, though. We're tight within the school. We don't have much space, but we make it work. We call it our community is real vibrant.
And the school's located, for in case people didn't know,
in Maplewood, which is
the street
right off of County Road B, and English might be the closest.
Yeah. Okay, and so you have over 500 students, and you have a lot of teachers and other staff as a part of the team to help deliver education.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have a great staff actually, and I feel like our staff. I mean, they just love every student that walks in our doors.
Good. Yeah. So you have like core beliefs and a mission, a vision. I see you've got some great handouts. So tell us, what inspires the staff and then ultimately the students, parents, and others that are involved in this mission.
Yes, we are a Leader in Me school, and so what that means is, well, first off, I mean, Leader in Me is it's actually a framework that we use to guide our school.
We can probably set this on the table.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
And
it's called a Leader
in Me.
In Me. Leader in Me. And it's a designated reference for the school.
Yes. And where leadership really is our focus, but it's building character, building leadership skills within students so that they can ultimately lead themselves, so they can lead others also. And it doesn't have to mean, be the big public speaker or anything. It really means thinking about service to others, thinking about how you carry yourself, thinking about how do you lead yourself so that others can see you as someone that they would want to be with. And so...
and you even have a beautiful T-shirt.
I did bring a T-shirt.
And it says, be the leader. And it crosses out follow. I mean, people will follow the leader sometimes. As the leader of the school, I guess you expect that. But it's teamwork. And there's no I in team. So be the leader.
Yes, so be the leader. And actually our students came up with this, that it's not about following the leader, it's about being the leader. And so that's why you see follow is crossed out here. Okay. Yes.
Well, tell us more about this vision.
Sure. Yeah, so our vision really is that everyone, whether it's students or staff, once they leave Weaver or once they're at Weaver, that they would be individually confident and they would be achieving goals together. So that's our vision. And so we really work towards that vision by building up our students. And in order to do that, our foundation really is that our core belief is that we have to value each other so that we make strong connections with our students, families, and staff. And that includes staff, like I said. And our mission is that we support everyone to lead. And lead for us means we want lifelong learners who are empowered for achievement with determination. So with all of our core belief and our mission, I mean, we're hoping that, our vision will be realized. Whether it's while they're at Weaver or once they leave Weaver, we want them to be successful. We want them to be ethical. We want them to be good decision makers, good problem solvers, good team members. And we do that through the 7 habits, really. So the Leader in Me is really about teaching the 7 habits. And we've got that on the T-shirt, too. Yes.
And it's nice where you can put everything out like this, and it's just not in a notebook, put in a drawer.
Right. So the 7 habits of Weaver leaders, and this comes right out of the 7 habits for highly effective people, Stephen Covey.
Covey, yes.
Is we teach our kids to be proactive and then to begin with the end in mind.
That's a beaver there, right?
That's a beaver, yes.
Beavers.
We are the Weaver beavers.
The beaver, be
Yes.
proactive.
Yes, and then begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. This helps a lot with like conflict resolution, you
Yep.
know, on the playground, wherever it could be. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. So teaching kids to listen, to understand. Synergize, so that's the teamwork part. And then we call it sharpen the saw, and that's taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, your spirit, taking care of yourself so that you can be the best that you can be. So.
Okay, excellent advice. And tell us more, how is it actually working when you roll this out for each of the over 500 students?
Right.
How's it working?
It's, you know, it's actually going really well. This is our 3rd year of implementation. And so every year, I have to say, I mean, it really starts from staff first.
Yes.
So the very first training we did was only with staff, where staff went through 7 habits training.
Yes.
And then they had a summer to actually live the 7 habits, apply in your own life. So it's not just about being the best teacher, it's about being the best person you can be.
Yes.
So then our teachers then came back, and they, after having having had time to live the 7 habits and apply it in their own lives, then could embrace it and teach it to kids. And there is a set, you know, a program that we use, but then many of the examples are coming right up from teachers in how they've applied it in their own lives. So it's a lot more personal for kids to hear that their teacher struggled with something and this is how they overcame it. So I think that has been the most empowering part for students, is that they can do hard things and they're going to be challenged. Sometimes there's going to be conflict. Sometimes, you know, things don't always work well in teams, but how do you resolve it? And how do you do it in a way where we call it, where it's think win-win? How do we do it so it's not always about one person winning and one person losing?
Okay.
But how do we resolve our conflicts, or how do we resolve challenges, or how do we
Yes.
work in teams so that every person has a voice, every person is feeling like they've contributed, every person feels like they're a winner. So.
Okay. Tell me about the makeup of the school, and in terms of you have over 500 students, and you have a diverse population. Tell us about that diversity and how that chemistry is working.
Yes. Our school population, we call it a very vibrant community. We have, you know, with our demographics, we have 40% of our students are Asian, about 34% are white. We have about 10%, 8 to 9% that are Black and Hispanic, and then another like 8 to 9% that are what we call 2 or more races. And that, you know, the numbers fluctuate every year, but definitely, you know, it keeps, I think, our community a very balanced, vibrant community. Yes. So, yeah.
How are people getting along?
You know what? People get along very well. We haven't had major conflicts or anything. Actually, we feel like our students, because we are a Leader in Me school, and because students are really learning about themselves at the same time as they're learning strategies of how do they communicate with somebody when they disagree. We feel like that's helped our students a lot. So it's not, you know, I don't think kids ever feel like there are conflicts that they can't resolve. Okay. We also have built into our system, we have a student support team that actually works with students. And when students have concerns, they can drop concerns into our concerns box, and our team will respond to that. And sometimes they'll pull, you know, the student who put the concern in along with the student they were concerned about, and then they'll have a little talk to help them resolve it in a peaceful way.
Shouldn't adults do this too?
Yes, I think so. I think if adults did that, it'd be
legislature as well.
Yeah, we'd have peace, right? Yes.
Well, I commend you on that. And
thank you.
How about the parent involvement?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes. Last year we started having parent learning sessions. And so we had family sessions where 2 of our staff members led sessions for our staff, for our parents, actually. And then this year we're continuing on that. We did go to a family training. We went to a training that's led by Franklin Covey, teaching us how do we teach families about the 7 habits so that they can apply in their own families and their own lives at home. Yep. And so we will be having sessions this coming year with our families.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And do you have an agreement, or do you sign in, have the parents or students sign something that we're on board, or is it more of a voluntary we hope you're on board.
Yes. It's more of a, you know what, learn about it, and we hope that you're on board. But most of the time, our kids will actually, what they're learning within school, they'll actually go home and they'll teach it to their families. Or I've had examples too where parents have said to me, now my child came home and they started to do their schoolwork right away, and when I asked them what they were doing, they said, I'm going to put first things first. I'm going to get my work done and then I'll play later.
Yeah.
And so students are applying it in their own lives, and they're going home and teaching it to their families and with the examples that they are.
Well, the responsibility, the work ethic, the human relations, getting along, respect, so fundamentally important.
Right.
And at the same time, we get a lot of the evaluation that people will look at for a school on, how are students doing in reading and math and proficiency. So
Yes.
tell us how this integrates with
Right.
those expectations as well. We set very high expectations for you.
Right. And, and I think the part is like with standardized, like the state standardized test, I mean, what it really does is it measures how well our system is doing as a school. And so we take that information or that data that we get, like, with those standardized assessments, and think about our system. The data that we use within the school is really how do we track growth of our students every single day.
Yes.
And that's the great work that our teachers are doing every day in the classrooms, right, with their classroom assessments, and knowing exactly how well a student is doing, and knowing exactly how do you help a student grow. All of our students are, and teachers do it too, we all set what we call our wildly important goals. I have a wildly important goal. Every teacher has a wildly important, a WIG.
Okay,
yes, we call it the
okay.
WIG.
Okay.
Yes. And then students will set their WIGs too. Now this is second day of school, but students will be doing this in the next couple days. They'll be setting their WIGs, and then they track their progress.
Kindergarten too?
That.
Okay.
Kindergartners will have
Good.
WIGs
Okay.
also. So every person within the school will have a WIG, as well as every person in our school is encouraged to have a mission statement. So
Okay.
I have a personal mission statement. Every teacher has a personal mission statement. A classroom will create a mission statement of how they want their whole class to be. And then their WIGs then can be tied to reading or to math, or sometimes it's a personal WIG where it's a social, goal that they want to get to, or an emotional goal. Sometimes it has to do with maybe a hobby that they're in. Maybe it's dancing, or maybe it's, sports. So so tracking that is really, I mean, it's a whole process.
You are really in tune with the students, and really passionately active about helping them be amazing. And I see this. Tell us about this card about being amazing.
Yes. So this is kind of my message for teachers and students this year is be amazing. Be the best. Really, it means be the best that you can be. And you can kind of see hashtag Weaver Leaders here, but you'll see on Twitter or wherever, if I'm tweeting about my students or my teachers, I'll always call them Weaver Leaders, and it'll be hashtag Weaver Leaders, because that's basically, we want them to be their best self, and to be amazing. To be amazing for not just, maybe for everyone, but not just for yourself, but who knows? Maybe you might touch one person, and that's still amazing. So.
And how long have you been the principal?
This is my 6th year. I'm going into my 6th year there.
And tell me about your journey. Unfortunately, we don't have too much time left, but where were you raised?
Yes. Well, I was actually born in Laos. Ethnicity-wise, I'm Hmong. But I grew up in St. Paul. Came here when I was 5.
Where'd you go to school in St. Paul?
Oh, I went to several. I was probably one of those kids that you probably would have wondered, because I moved 5 times in my elementary school years.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. So I went to 5 different schools during my elementary years in St. Paul.
Okay.
So I understand when like now when I have kids who are moving a lot, I understand.
Yeah.
And we've tried to still bring them back to Weaver to provide that stability.
Yeah. Graduated from?
I graduated from Como Park Senior High.
Okay.
Then I went to college, and I was at Gustavus Adolphus in St. Peter, Minnesota.
Good for you.
Yeah. And,
why did you want to become a teacher?
Yeah.
Principals are great teachers as well, so you
I was going to say that the interesting thing is when I went to college, I actually, my degrees were in psychology and criminal justice. So that my bachelor's degree was in psychology and criminal justice, but I decided I didn't want to go to graduate school right away. So a professor had suggested that I go and teach abroad. And I thought, well, I don't know how to teach. But then I applied. I wrote to the university and they accepted me, and I ended up teaching in China for a year. So when I taught in China right after college, that was when I realized, wow, I really like this. I didn't imagine that I would enjoy it that much, but I did. I loved it. I loved the interactions that I had with my students. Now, granted, my students were university students at that time, but I just loved that feeling of being able to see that the impact of what I was doing right away. So I loved it so much, so when I came back to the U.S., I ended up going to graduate school, and I got my master's in teaching at the University of Minnesota.
Okay.
And actually, I taught English as a second language. So my license is in K-12 ESL.
Okay.
And I taught in St. Paul Public Schools.
And then the path to District 622?
Yeah, so I worked in St. Paul for about 15 years, and it was probably, about 6 years ago that I decided, well, you know what, I'll just, put my application in and see. It wasn't like I was thinking, I have to be a principal. I was a little bit hesitant because I thought, can I really lead a school? But I got hired in 622, and it's been wonderful. So I love where I work. District 622 is definitely, a beautiful place to be in.
What a great story.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your
thank you.
accomplishments, your journey, and 622 is so fortunate, and the students, parents, teachers, to have you be a part of that leadership team and sharing that leadership with everybody. And I know that you truly walk the talk. If people want to learn more about Wiger, of course, there's a website they could go to, or District 622. And I know you encourage people to volunteer if they want to ever stop by. Remember, the students there, that's the future. So there's opportunities for people to get involved if they want.
Yes, definitely. You can always find out more about us on our website, isd622.org/Wiger. You can always email us too, Wiger@isd622.org. But definitely we always need volunteers, so we'll take volunteers whenever they come.
Well, PangJua, Xiong, thanks again. And I'd like maybe to end by you just reading this about be amazing, and for students and maybe for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
To remember.
So what I have on here is be amazing, Wiger leaders. Make every day meaningful. Find greatness in every student. You are already amazing. Thank you for being at Wiger. So this was the note for all my teachers on the first day of school.
Okay, well done. Thank you for your service, and everybody, support our students, support the schools. They're the future. Thank you.